Hey everybody, this is a training on how to do a local tax return in TaxSlayer. So I'm in a tax return right now, and I'm going to run through the steps that you would take to get the local return to show up when you print the tax return out. Okay, so a couple steps that are important to do when you're entering the W-2 on the federal return. So this is the first time that you're entering the return. Right at the beginning of the tax preparation process, I'm going to go to my W-2s here, and I already have them entered, but I'm going to show you a couple things. I'm going to open up this first one, and when I enter it, when I go to do the local return, I'm going to need two pieces of information. One is the federal EIN number, so I'm going to need the 761-000-000. That's the first piece of information I need. Second piece of information I need is whatever I put into box 20 here for the local name. My suggestion is to always use 36. That way you're consistent with it and you always know what you put in box 20. Okay? As long as you have those two pieces of information, the local return will pull down what you have here for 18 and 19. So you don't need to re-enter those two things. We will re-enter the EIN and the local name. And by entering those two things, again, on the local return, it's going to pull your local wages and local tax paid. So as long as we know those two things, we're good to go. So I have two W-2s here. One is for Frank and one is for Francine. The local return is found in the state section. One more thing to show you here. There's actually, let's see where it is. Let's go to the summary. There's actually some business income on this tax return, which I want to show you. Let's see here. I think if we go to page 2, yep, here we go. Line 12 on Schedule 1, business income, $2,500. So we have some business income. I'm going to need that again as well. Now I'll go over to my state section. This is where you find the local return. And under localities, click localities. Now you have 5 options. 4 of them are for Philadelphia. Hint, you want the one that's not Philadelphia. You want the Pennsylvania local. It's going to be the generic local return. And usually I'm just going to, sorry about that, I'm going to delete that so I can show you the whole process. So I hit Pennsylvania local. And this screen pops up. So first thing you start with is basic information. The city for which you're filing. You could think of this as the municipality for which you're filing. I'm going to use Lancaster City. Lancaster City. The tax rate for Lancaster City is 1.1, and you enter that as a whole number, 1.1. Okay, as long as the taxpayer did not move during the year, you do not need to put in any filing address information. Here's the political subdivision code. This is your 6-digit local code, 361001 for Lancaster County, or I'm sorry, for Lancaster City. Okay, move on to income. W-2 information. Click this box here to begin inputting your W-2 information. And here is what I was talking about. You need the employer EIN from the federal W-2. So we entered that. For the first W-2, it was 761-000-000. Enter the locality value shown in box 20 of the W-2. So you need to enter whatever it was you entered in box 20 when you put the W-2 in. It was 36. Okay. Now we move on to the second W-2 for the spouse. Don't get fooled by this kind of grayed out number. That's not really a number, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's just showing you that you need to put a number there. So just simply click on it and enter your number. For the second W-2, it was 123,000,000, and the locality was 36. So as long as I replicate those things exactly, you'll see it'll pull over what I need. Okay. So now here's our other opportunity to enter things like unreimbursed employee expenses and net profits. That's our business income. So the taxpayer had a $2,500 net profit. That will not pull over automatically. You need to remember to enter that there. Hit save. And that should be it. I'm going to hit exit Pennsylvania return. Going to hit continue. Sometimes you have to hit continue a couple times to totally get out of here. All right. Now I can print the PA return and show you what the local return looks like. Okay, here we go. At the bottom of this print set, here's my local tax return. It pulled down Frank's name and Francine's name, their street address. There's my 6-digit code. Pulled both of their social security numbers, and there we go. Pulled Frank's $10,000 of income, Francine's $17,000. It got Frank's net profit here because I entered that of $2,500. It has our tax rate here of 1.1, and then it calculates it for you. So it looks like Frank's due a refund of $105, while Francine has a payment due of $17. So what you could do, a situation like this, what you can do is actually have them send a check in for the difference between the refund and the amount owed. You can see TaxSlayer does not do that automatically. No, I'm sorry. You could actually just simply send it in like this, and they'll get a refund for a difference between the Frank's refund and Francine's payment due. If it was the other way around, you could simply net out whatever the payment would be and send a check in for the net amount between the difference between the payment on one taxpayer or the spouse and the refund of the other spouse. This form needs to be mailed in. You can do it in TaxSlayer, but you cannot e-file it. So it will print out 2 copies. You'll give the taxpayer 1 copy and help them mail in the other copy. As a reminder, when you send a local return in, you need to provide copies of W-2s. You need to provide a copy if there's this Pennsylvania Schedule C. Here's the Pennsylvania Schedule C. That needs to go in with the local return to prove that $2,500 business income. And then the other thing that's not on this return, but will be on some returns, is if you have unreimbursed employee expenses, you would need to provide a copy of Pennsylvania Schedule UE for the unreimbursed employee expenses. So that would go in with the local return as well. Okay, that's all I have on the local return. Thank you for